All right, so you watched the lectures on Chapter 9. You've completed the first part of the homework. You should have 9.1, 9.2, and 9.5 completed. Here's 9.1. It should have been pretty straightforward. You just needed to multiply the 2011 revenue by the percentage. So 192 times 1.05 is 201,600. For food, 45,000 times 1.03 is 46,350. For beverage, 18,200 times 1.04 is 18,928. And for telecommunications, 9,400 times 1.02 is 9,588. The naive method, as we said before, is the simplest method. If you have no historical data, this is the method you'll usually use. Or if you don't trust your historical data, you use this method. Okay, for 9.2, we're using the exponential smoothing. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and calculate the smoothing constant. And I have the formula there for you. It's period 2 forecast minus period 1 forecast divided by period 1 actual minus by period 1 forecast. The only real difficulty of doing smoothing or exponential smoothing is making sure that you're using your formulas properly. So the first thing you do is you calculate your numerator, which is 310 minus 300, so it's 10 divided by 320 minus 300, so it's 10 divided by 20, which gives you 0.5. Then you plug it in, and again, make sure you're doing your calculations correctly. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your 330 minus your 310, you're going to get 20. You're going to multiply that by 0.5, and you're going to get 10. Then you're going to add that to the 310 and you're going to get 320. I'll provide you with these formulas as I said before, but you're going to need to know how to do the calculations and understand when to use exponential smoothing. You use this when you have limited data. Maybe you only have one historical point, so you really don't have a whole lot of reference. You don't have years or months to use, or in this example, days. If you just walked into a restaurant and you wanted to do your best to predict the sales for tomorrow, you might use this forecast. Also, if you've got seasonal variations, this method is pretty good because it just uses the most recent data, and it's not going to, if you have large seasonal variations, it's not going to take into consideration the big waves because you're only using days. Okay, problem 9.5. This is moving average. In a 5-week moving average, you're just going to take your 5 Mondays and you're going to go ahead and add them together and divide them by your moving average amount, which is 5, and you're going to take your Tuesdays and do the same thing. The keys to doing moving averages is 2 things. 1, you always want to use your most recent data, and 2, you want to make sure that you're dividing by, you're doing an average. I'm not going to go through all of these. I just wanted to give you the solutions. Hopefully you have the same answers. I will make sure to tell you if period 1 or period 5 is the most recent one. In this example, I think it tells you that you're forecasting for period 6, so you know period 5 is the most common or the most recent one. All right, so that's the first part. We'll go over the second part of homework in a minute.